Hey everybody, Pastor Jason here with the Bartlett United Methodist Church. What's a time in your life about which you would say, that's where everything changed? Maybe when you graduated college, or maybe when you met your significant other. Maybe when your first child was born, or maybe when you got that promotion that you've been working so hard for. Or maybe, like me, when you tried chocolate-covered bacon. No? Okay. The point is that we all have moments where we have been aware, even if only in hindsight, that something had shifted. That change so significant had occurred that we aren't who we were before. For John Wesley, that happened at Aldersgate. Our topic today on 3-Minute Methodism. Methodists around the world acknowledge May 24th as Aldersgate Day, because it was on that day in 1738 that John Wesley, one of Methodism's founders, experienced the trajectory of his life and ministry changed. See, up to that point, he'd had many faith struggles, questioning his beliefs and feeling defeated in his efforts and wondering whether he should give up preaching entirely. Even though he didn't much feel like it, Wesley went that evening to a Bible study of sorts. While the exact location isn't known, from his journal we are aware that it took place on Aldersgate Street in London. Someone in the group was reading from Martin Luther's preface to the book of Romans, and while he was doing so, describing how God transforms our hearts through faith, Wesley felt his heart strangely warmed. Knowing that he hadn't been anywhere near a Taco Bell, he realized that God had granted him the assurance that he'd long sought. He wrote, "I felt I did trust in Christ alone for salvation, and an assurance was given me that he had taken away my sins, even mine, and saved me from the law of sin and death." Now, I wish I could say that everything was hunky-dory after that. It wasn't. But what Wesley experienced at Aldersgate helped him to live out his life and his calling with deeper faith and greater joy than ever before. Because in that moment, he knew the reality of God and of grace. And I pray that each of us would somehow have just such a moment within ourselves. That's all we have time for today, but we'll see you next week for another episode of 3-Minute Methodism. Until then, stay holy, my friends.